So, ladies and gentlemen, what you see before you is a memo that came from the Peace Corps. Now, the Peace Corps, goes into different countries doing, things they feel that could help others. But there was a memo that was dropped about Ukraine. And as you can see on the screen here, we will read this, but Biden wants to bring over 100,000 Ukrainians into America. But the Peace Corps is warning black people. Let's go ahead and read that. So it's saying that it's not uncommon for Ukrainians to refer to African Americans as the N-word. Now, they said the word uncommon is not uncommon. So in other words, this is something they do all the time. They say volunteers of color may be called monkey or may see children's games with blackface. So children, you having them play games with blackface. And then they're calling black people monkey. There was a video that came out of Ukraine not too long ago where you seen a white supremacist had a banana in his hand. And they had an African brother inside of a grocery store. And he went up to this brother with this banana and told him, hey, here, eat the banana. And dude like, nah, I want that banana, and he's like, here, you better eat it like that, And this African brother, and I just shook my head, he put his basket down and he started to eat the banana on camera. I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe it, what I was seeing. But I was like, Lord Jesus. I said, I can't. I don't understand why y'all want to run to these people's country when you know how these people are. These people don't like black people like that. But continuing. Being aware of the history of dehumanization for people of African descent may help inform where this comes from. It said it does not justify it. It said it will be at your discretion to determine the intent. Well, what is the intent when someone calls you a monkey? What is the intent of that? What is the intent of someone, do blackface? I mean, most people with a little common sense would know nothing about that is good. That's very dangerous to black people because people that engage in that, especially those of the Caucasian persuasion, and look at their history, harm has happened to a lot of black people. So we have to always look at that as a threat. Anytime they're using those words, anytime they're doing blackface or anything else. I told many of you before, this is the culture of white supremacy. It's in the culture, ladies and gentlemen. It is the culture. It's not, just a person being racist. No, this is the culture. You have to understand, they created white supremacy. That's one thing I will say they created. We didn't create that. We had nothing to do with that. Outside of them creating white supremacy, they just mostly stole from everybody's culture and just kind of messed something together. But white supremacy, yeah, they created that. So the intent is always evil. Now they continue to say, no matter the intent, staff recognize the impact that hearing that word may invoke hurt and anger. So why does black people need to determine the intent? If you're saying hearing that word may invoke hurt and anger, you know better. So say if you view it as unlearned, this is something the person has never been exposed to, it may be an opportunity for you to educate that person. No. You do not educate a white supremacist. That's not your job. That's not our job. If a white supremacist want any kind of education for free, they can go read books. There's many books out there. We live in the age of knowledge. And by living in the age of knowledge, you can go to Google and start searching. But if you really want a live black person to teach you about racism, show you what things you could say that's racist, etc., well, then I always tell all the people, look, I'm open to go and teach white people about racism and how they cannot be racist. But I need $250 a person. to give you. I'll give you 2 hours. I'll give you 1 hour for what I need to say. And then the other hour, you can ask all the questions you would like. I need a minimum of 50 people in there. It could be more, but at least a minimum of 50 people to make it worth my while. And yes, because if I want to teach you about racism, I need to get paid. Yes, because you got it. Y'all built your wealth off of the backs of my ancestors, so I have no problem charging you. I need to get mine, and I believe you need to get yours as well, ladies and gentlemen. So continuing, it said, we are here to support your successful service. It said, these comments and images can be a huge distraction, an obstacle for you. You think? Knowing that Peace Corps staff is here to support and encourage you, do not hesitate to remove yourself from such situations. You are not expected to be subjected to such treatment. You can also find support and understanding from other African American Peace Corps volunteers serving in Ukraine. But the $50 million question that I have to any kind of black person is, why are you going there? I want to repeat that again. Why are you going there? If you want to help people, I promise you there are people right in your city, in your community, that you can help. I promise you that. There are people in your state that you can help. There are people right here in America, all over America, that you can help. If you want to go abroad, you can help people in the Caribbean, black people that need help. You can help some brothers and sisters in Latin America. You can go to the continent of Africa and help if that's what you want to do. But you want to go run to Ukraine, where you got people in a country that has a battalion of neo-Nazis. That's proven. It's very easy to go look up this battalion on Wikipedia. It's not hard. You'll find it out in 5 minutes. Neo-Nazis is in their military. But you want to run over there and help them for what? Did you not see the images that came out of Ukraine of Africans not being allowed to get out of a war zone, but they let their dogs and cats get out of a war zone while black babies was left at a border in Poland? And do you also know what they're doing is that the black people that got into these said countries, do you know that these black people are being held in detention centers? They're not being let in as, people that's fleeing, a conflict. They've been put in detention centers. I don't know if you know this. But see, that is a hard lesson learned for black folk as well on the African continent, because, y'all want to run from the African continent, talking about you want a better life, and you want to run with these folks. When it comes to hell or high water, these people, they going to always side with their own, and they always going to look at you, as their natural enemy. They'll tolerate you. I don't even like the word tolerance. I don't want nobody tolerating me. Oh, well, we believe in tolerance. No. I don't want you tolerating me at all. I need to go where I'm received. I need to go where I'm celebrated. I don't want to be tolerated from nobody. See, this should be a message to all black folk. We have enough issues and problems in the black world that we can solve all over the place. We've done enough for the white supremacists. We've done enough. We have done enough in slavery. Enough was done during colonization. Enough was done during the sharecropping, Jim Crow, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Apartheid, South Africa. Enough was done. Black folks have done enough for free. We don't need to be going for free nowhere. And for sure, things is not our business. The situation in Ukraine is not our business. Our business is within our own neighborhoods, within our own city, our own state, our own country, all throughout the world, but with black people. You understand? some of you, I know, and probably some of you probably got that picture of white Jesus in your house. Your heart was broken when you seen all them photos of them folks suffering. But where were you at when black people are suffering? What were your heart at then? Because that's not our business. I told y'all before, we need to mind our black business. Now, there's a lot of African immigrants also calling foul on Biden now. They're calling foul because he wants to, or he's going to let in 100,000 Ukrainians. I mean, these people that think that way about us, but let me tell them something before they get here. Maybe some of you are already here. Let me tell you something. We are not them people to mess with like that. If you think you gonna come to America and be calling us the N-word, I highly advise it. Against it. I'm gonna say I advise against it. If you think you're gonna call us a monkey, doing blackface, it's probably not gonna end too well for you. So you can get away with that in Ukraine, but over here, this the warrior tribe. I know you've seen them images on TV when they had the uprising with George Floyd. Like, that's a recent thing. I know you've seen them images. You really don't want that right now. So when you come over here, you better be on your best behavior when it comes to black folk. Because we are not going to tolerate the disrespect. We're not even tolerating the disrespect within our own community. So for sure, we're not going to tolerate the disrespect from you. But a lot of African immigrants are saying, and Caribbean immigrants are saying, wait a minute, how come he going to let 100,000 people over here? But you remember the scenes from the border with the Haitians? Do you remember that? Do you remember how Biden's border patrol was on horses with the reins of the horse and they was using it against the people? Do you remember Biden's border patrol? Now, what's interesting about that is if that was Trump's border patrol, everybody would be calling him racist. But when it comes to Jim Crow Joe, and he has a documented history, Mr. I don't want to integrate my children to a racial jungle. That guy. Here's something he said. That's why it just amazes me how black people got behind Biden like that. It just amazes me to this day. I mean, you literally have Biden on camera saying these things that are clearly racist. Clearly. But you even have that on Trump. But we had to get Trump out, blue no matter who, and now that's why we're in the situation that we're in. So our brothers and sisters are calling foul because, Biden shipped out all the Haitians. Biden let everybody else come over here, but not them black folks. Say, oh no, you Haitians got to go back. And the story was he was sending them back with $100. Here's $100, get back your behind, right back to Haiti. Even though they set up and killed their president, they were duly elected by the people. The country went into chaos, criminals started acting a fool and not having social order. So people want to get away from that, and rightfully so. And Biden say, nope, y'all getting y'all behind right on the plane. I'm sending y'all right back. You ain't coming over here. You see all them other people being allowed in America, but not y'all. See, Biden don't want 100,000 black people coming over here. And they seeing that. But this is your Democrat Party, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you who are immigrants that support the Democrat Party, this is a Democrat Party for you. Bringing in people who's known to be racist against black people, spending $13 billion of your tax dollars on a group of people who don't like you. It's very, very interesting. This is why I told y'all in 2022 in November, you got to sit it out. And if you're not emotional about things and want to play the game the right way for black people, then do a protest vote. Doing a protest vote, what it would do, it will create a bidding war for our vote. Right now, we don't have a bidding war for our vote at all. The Republicans, they ignore us because they say you ain't gonna vote for us, so we ain't gonna pay attention to you. And when it comes to the Democrats, they ignore us as well because they say, oh, shoot, we got their vote. We ain't got to do nothing for them. So both parties ignore black people in the end. But at least if a party is going to ignore you, let it be the party that you don't vote for, not the party you do vote for. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. But this is where we at as a community, because our people act like voting for Democrat is a freaking religion. They feel they're going to go to hell if they don't vote Democrat. That's how it's so weird to me. It's so weird. We the only community with that asinine thinking. And where has it gotten us as a community? Where has it gotten us? It got us nowhere. We're sitting down looking around like Celie on The Color Purple when she was asking for Mr. about the meal. You got something for me? That's how black folks are. With these Democrats. You got something for me? And watching them pass out billions of dollars. Hate crime bills. Millions of dollars to resettle Afghans. They just send the Afghans more money. I think $200 some odd million the other day. They sent them more money. Talking about humanitarian. They got money for everybody else but black folk. And why do we vote for these people again? I just want to know a logical reason why. Blue no matter who. But blue no matter who, everybody else get a bag. Everybody getting paid but black people. They lifted up, they talking about rising tides lift all boats, not the black boat. It lifts everybody else's boat up though. That's why everybody else love them Democrats. Sure, they love them. Why not? I love them too. We was getting broke off. No, well, what do we get? Ketanji Brown Jackson. That's what we get. What do we get? Hip Hop Appreciation Month, Juneteenth, which most of the country celebrated anyway. That's what we get. We don't get no tangibles. We don't get nothing like that. You understand? We got to fix ourselves. And let me tell you something. I told y'all that before. I am not staying in no sinking ship when people willing to sink in the ship. And you look at what's happening with this Peace Corps situation. It's the people Biden want to bring over here. We really got to get these Democrats out of office. We really do. And before some people say, oh, well, you think the Republicans going to be any better? Not saying anything right now with that. I can't bring Republicans even in the conversation because we don't really vote for them like that. So if you want to show the Democrats about disrespecting black people, then like I said before, I would provide this option. You can sit it out and you don't vote for none of them. Or the second thing you can do, the very, very second thing you can do, is you could do a protest vote. That's for the non-emotional people. Now, the emotional people, I know you won't do it, and that's fine. Sitting it out is just as good for me. But this guy wants to bring over people that's knowingly white supremacists against us. And that's a problem. The Peace Corps warned about it. They telling black folk, you will experience that when you go over there. But yeah, that's the people that he wants to bring over here. But as a collective of people, black people voted for that. I'm talking about Biden. And now we're getting exactly what we deserve. What did Kamala say? You get what you vote for? That was Kamala said. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming to the podcast this morning. We greatly appreciate it. If it's your first time coming here, make sure you subscribe and click the notification button. Select all. That way you'll know when we post something in the podcast. Make sure to click the like button. The like button helps it go through the algorithm. We need class participation always in our videos. So that's why I talk about clicking the like button and leaving comments. Comments are very important. The more you engage the content, the more it's spread out. So if I'm doing the work about putting the video out, the least that you can do as a viewer is to participate with me and leave a comment and click the like button. I greatly appreciate you, to engage with the content. So once again, we appreciate you being here, listening to the podcast, and see you next time.